looking at buying in Plano, in North Dallas, or really anywhere along the northern corridor, then this video is for you because something really crazy just happened and it may change the way people think about this part of the market. The Dallas Stars just committed to building a brand new $3 billion arena in Plano. The Dallas Mavericks just filed paperwork to purchase 104 acres in North Dallas. Both teams are leaving the American Airlines Center, which is where they currently been and have been for quite a while. And I don't want to talk about this as it pertains to sports exactly, but I want to talk about it as it pertains to what the real estate story is on these two moves. When $1 billion developments land in this corridor, the neighborhoods around them move. I'm going to show you exactly where these projects are going, what the financing looks like, and what it means if you are buying or selling or even relocating to the DFW area. Hi, I'm Dee Walton, your local Dallas realtor, and I help people buy, sell, and relocate across the Dallas metro. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe to the channel because I'm here every week making sure you are well equipped and knowledgeable about what is going on in the Dallas real estate market. So let's start with the Stars. The Dallas Stars, the national hockey team here in the DFW area, have signed a letter of intent to build a brand new arena at the site of the Shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano. And this is one of my favorite malls, but they're going to take over. The Plano City Council approved the letter of intent on June 8th, and things are actually starting to move. So here's the scale. We're talking about a $3 billion development, a 20,000 seat arena, and a full mixed use entertainment district surrounding everything. So we're talking restaurants, retail, entertainment spaces, the works. The development is being called The Bend, and it is going in the corner of Park Boulevard and the Dallas North Tollway. The demolition of the existing mall is actually expected to start in 2027, with the arena targeting completion by 2031, which is when the Stars' current lease at the American Airlines Center is expected to expire. Now, a little background on how we got here. So the Stars and the Mavericks have shared the American Airlines Center since 2001, but when the Stars moved their headquarters to Frisco back in 2003, the Mavericks claimed it violated a clause in their joint operating agreement. The dispute eventually turned into a lawsuit, and while the lawsuit was still playing out, both teams started to plan out their exit. So how is Plano planning to pay for its share of this? There's something called the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone. Plano established a new TIRZ covering about 897 acres along the Tollway corridor. And here's what that means in plain terms. The city sets a baseline property tax value for that zone, and any new tax revenue generated above that baseline over the next 41 years goes into a fund to help pay for the arena. The city has committed up to $700 million from this mechanism. And the important thing for Plano residents to know is that city officials say that this does not affect your current property tax rate. The fund is built from new growth, not existing taxpayers, and the zone is projected to generate over $1.3 billion in new property tax revenue and about $245 million in sales tax over its 41-year lifespan. There's also a potential venue tax election coming in November where Plano voters could approve the additional funding, things like small hotel occupancy tax, parking fees on event nights, and taxes on venue admissions. These would apply to visitors and ticket holders and not the Plano residents. Now, let's talk about the Mavericks because there's actually more detail here than most people realize. On June 1st, the Mavs announced that they are leaving the American Airlines Center. And the same day, the federal SEC filing gave us the actual numbers. The team operating through an LLC called the Arena Development Intermediate entered into an option purchase and sale agreement with Heritage Growth Properties for the land at the former Valley View Mall site near Preston Road and LBJ. They agreed to a purchase price of $50.7 million for approximately 104 acres. Here's what makes this interesting. The Dallas County Appraisal District currently values that land at $19.7 million. The Mavs are paying about 2.5 times the appraisal value, which tells you something about their confidence in this location. The current financial terms of the offshore agreement show exactly how that is structured. The Mavs made an initial payment of around $100 $169,000 to lock in the option. If they don't walk away before the end of June, they'll owe $126,000 per month starting July 1st through January 2027, and then $274,000 per month after that through the end of the entitlement period, meaning that they're going through permitting and approvals. And this is real money committing month over month, which tells you that this is not a casual conversation. So what happens to the American Airlines Center if both teams leave? That's the big open question for the city of Dallas. The American Airlines Center opened in 2001. Dallas taxpayers contributed to its construction, and Victory Park around it became a real destination. If both leases expire in 2031 without renewal, the city of Dallas is going to face some significant decisions about what that area is going to become. The Dallas mayor, Eric Johnson, has already said publicly that the downtown Dallas needs to change and compete. This is the context he is speaking from. So quick pause. If you are thinking about buying in Plano, North Dallas, or anywhere in the DFW, and you want to understand how developments like this affect where you should be looking, that is the kind of conversations I like to have with my buyers every single week. You can utilize the QR code that is on your screen to book a call, and we will discuss exactly what makes sense for you and your family and your move to the Dallas area. Also, if you're local, you already live in the Dallas area, but you're thinking about relocating, you can use the same link. Let's discuss your next move within the Dallas metro area. All right, so here's the part that matters most if you are buying or selling in this market. For Plano buyers and homeowners, if you are already in Plano or considering Plano, this is significant. The Willow Bend site at Park Boulevard and the Tollway is already a really strong corridor in Plano. You also have areas like Legacy West and the shops at Legacy, which are major corporate campuses that are all in that general area. And a $3 billion mixed-use entertainment district anchored by the National Hockey League arena does not make that corridor less desirable. If you own within a reasonable distance of that development, you're looking at an increased foot traffic, more amenities, and upward pressure on property values over the next 5 years as construction progresses and the opening approaches. For buyers considering Plano, this is another reason to look there now rather than waiting. The areas closer to the Tollway corridor near the development are going to get attention from investors and buyers who understand what's coming. Getting in before development is finished is generally better than getting in after. That's when prices usually reflect the premium and reflecting the change. For North Dallas buyers, the Valley View Mall site at Preston and LBJ has been underutilized for a very long time. If you've driven by there anytime recently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If the Mavericks arena goes there, there is a significant catalyst for the surrounding North Dallas neighborhoods, Addison, the areas along Preston, and the LGB corridor. That part of Dallas has been in a transitional state, and development of this scale could actually accelerate its revitalization very meaningfully. It's too early to buy specifically because of the Mavs. They haven't committed yet, but it's worth having on your radar as the July decision approaches. For people thinking about relocating to DFW, here's the bigger picture I want you to understand. This isn't just about two sports teams changing their address. What you're watching is the continued northward shift of DFW's center of gravity. AT&T just moved its corporate headquarters from downtown Dallas to Plano. The stars are following, and the 5 largest companies in the entire DFW metroplex are now headquartered outside of the Dallas city limits. That tells you something about where the infrastructure investment is going, where the jobs are concentrating, and for home buyers, where long-term demand is building. The suburbs north of Dallas, like Plano, Frisco, McKinney, and Allen, I talk about them on the channel a lot, have been growing for years, and the developments like this reinforce that trajectory. If you're moving to DFW and you are targeting the North Dallas corridor, you are moving in the same direction that corporate investment, sports franchises, and infrastructure dollars are actually flowing to. And that's not by accident. I want to be honest because that matters. Downtown Dallas losing both teams potentially is a real challenge. The American Airlines Center and Victory Park represent a significant anchor for that area. The city is having conversations about what comes next, but there are no clear answers yet. If you're considering buying downtown condo or near Victory Park, this is something to be aware of as you evaluate your long-term value. The area isn't going away by any means, but its trajectory is less than certain, and it's definitely going to look different, especially as AT&T moves out and then the sports teams to follow. So here's kind of where I land as somebody who who works in real estate every day for the last several years, the Stars' move to Plano is essentially confirmed. A signed letter of intent and the Plano City Council vote make this very real. And the Mavericks move is still in motion, but the July deadline will tell us a lot. Watch for that announcement. From a real estate perspective, the Plano Tollway corridor is already one of the most sought out areas in North Texas. The arena adds another layer to that story. If Plano is on your list, the conversation you should be having with the realtor right now is which specific areas within Plano are closest to development and what does that look like for my investment over the next 5 to 10 years. The big story underneath all of this is one I've been talking about for a while. DFW's growth is concentrated in the northern suburbs, and that's where the infrastructure investment is following. Whether you're a local homeowner or someone moving here from out of state, understanding that geography really matters so you understand your overall investment. So that's the full breakdown on the Stars and the Mavericks. Are you guys fans of the Stars and the Mavericks? And understanding what it all means, especially for you who are fans. I know that sometimes we've gone down to the Katy Trail and there's a train and a dart station that goes down there and there's Stars fans everywhere. So a lot of people currently utilize public transportation to gain easy access to the American Airlines Center, and that may look different as they relocate to the north. This is a story that's still developing, so make sure you subscribe. I'll keep you updated as things move forward. And if you want to talk through how any of this affects your specific situation, whether buying near Plano or looking in the North Dallas area and you're trying to figure out where you actually want to land, let's book a call and we can get on there and really discuss what is going to make the most sense for you and your family. If you're not ready yet, no worries. You can download my free relocation guide. It gives you a lot of information and a solid foundation on all things DFW.